Hey.
Let's do the last one for this one. We got the best version of KD. We got OKC KD. We got Golden State, and we got current Brooklyn. I'm gonna kick.
All right. Yeah, go ahead. You got this one.
I feel like my stuff is gonna be a little off. It's like my takes aren't gonna be consistent. But I just docked Paul George from being injured, and I'm giving Brooklyn KD. I'm giving Brooklyn the KD the one on this one, man.
Okay.
I think it's going to him. I think, yo, you coming off an Achilles injury, like thinking about all the players who had Achilles injuries in the league, like in the entire time, none of them ever come back as the player they was.
It's only been one, and that one is honestly, I think, a little bit more impressive. And that was Dominique, just because how Dominique played. Like Dominique is, I'm bouncy, I'm getting to the cup. That's the only player ever, I think, in history to come up like even close to who he was. And even still, when I talk to my pops, like he probably was still 90% of that, but 90% of it like a 48-inch vertical is probably like 47. It was like 39, 40. So that's the only player though whoever came back close to what they were like pre an Achilles tear and like two.
I thought he wasn't like that when he came back. I'm gonna have to go back and go watch some of the film of him post injury.
It probably saved some years off, but just that first season back, if I'm not tweaking, I think his first season back was still like very, very effective. Very effective for who he was too. But go ahead, my fault. I'll cut your train of thought off.
No, you good. But I think just like when you look back, once you have an Achilles injury, like players ain't the same. Like Kobe. Like yeah, Kobe came back, he gave you 60 in the final game, but everybody know watching Kobe, that's not the Kobe that, had just won you 2 chips a few years prior. Like we all knew. But and bro, for him to come back and score 30, if for not him getting injured again, I don't remember why he got hurt that season again, but he was gonna be the MVP.
Yeah, he was close.
Hands down, it was gonna be him, and it was because who ended up winning MVP that year? Jokic, right? Yeah, Jokic.
What's that? Wait, you talking about when KD got hurt?
No, I'm saying KD post injury, like his first season when he actually played. That first season, he came out.
That was that was last year. So that was last year. So it was Jokic. Yeah, he probably
he was he had the narrative. They was gonna give it to him. He was gonna win the MVP. He had the narrative, and bro was averaging 30, and the Nets was hooping. Kyrie was Kyrie.
Kyrie, James. They didn't all hoop at the same time, but they was hooping.
Yeah, but I felt like for him, he really should have had an MVP if he wouldn't have got hurt again that season. And for him to come back and not miss a beat, like if you would have showed somebody KD who didn't know him and just put him on the TV and was like, all right, watch bro right there. And then afterwards, you like, did he look like he had ever been hurt? They would have been like, nah. Dude looked like he never tore his Achilles and was out there giving niggas 30 off rip. First game back, yo, I'm giving y'all buckets. I'm still the same exact player. And I feel like he ain't had a drop off. If you look at the version of I mean, maybe he was more athletic in OKC, but Golden State, there was really no difference. Was there?
Yeah. No, good. No, you good. I was saying the athleticism part. I was like, I don't even want to say that's like injury wise. That's just like young legs. Yeah. That's usually like most people have that. Like they first 4 or 5 years in the league, outside like D Rose, players like that, you be like, I'm gonna just catch a body when I can. And after that, they cool off. I'm like, all right, Doug is overrated. My knees kind of hurt. That's going, and stuff like that. The players just talk about young legs, but. This the first one we definitely agree on. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is the first one we agreed on. So shout out like last one. It's the first one we agreed on. Brooklyn, like you said, Brooklyn KD like coming back and not missing a beat. Like outside of Kobe, that's probably the first person who I can think of like when they rolls up for a jumper. Like, oh, that's money. I mean, Curry obviously, but this is before Curry. It was Curry. Like if he pulling up, you looking at him like that joint pretty. Like that it's going in, it's falling. I ain't gonna lie. Only one I took off automatically for me, I took out Golden State because obviously KD is gonna be great anywhere, but being great around like Steph, Clay, the game is so much easier. It's so much like given that's probably the best version of him because we've seen him like win Finals MVPs, but like I feel like stuff like that's just situational. But who he was as a player, like Brooklyn putting that team on his back, like you literally saw the drop off this year when he went out. They went from like number 1 seed and he got hurt. What they lost like 18 straight games or something like that, and they fell like all the way down. like I'm. It's funny to say, but it's like so serious. Like he's like, as soon as he comes back, like, all right, we got to get back to it before we even play in. Like having that kind of mode, like, and just being able to turn it off, and like the fact that you're impacting the team that much that like soon as you out, like now we missing the beat. Like we like, hey, you said how long you finna be hurt for, bro? Can you say like 3 weeks off of that? Like how long you need? Like, and then coming back, he still wasn't even 100% when he came back, but he was still like giving out work. Like it. The only I know people gonna probably bring up too how he looked in this like past playoffs. So that's like the most recent version we've seen of this KD. But when you think about it, like, okay, cool, he probably should have at least got one game. But when you have like, all right, cool, Kyrie, but when you getting double and your only person passed to was like Bruce Brown, and and like you not having these players, like it's really hard to make the game. Like if he's getting doubled in when he's in Golden State, like, oh, okay, cool, like Curry cooking you, Clay's cooking you, Dre like finna kick you, like kill you just off passing to somebody else. He doesn't have that in Brooklyn, and I think that's why he got swept. He probably shouldn't have got swept as bad, and also like Celtics Boston is like really like that defensively, but still like that's a recent version that we see of him. And I know people gonna bring that up, but literally think about who he had around him for that. But bit him one-on-one, like you're not guarding him one-on-one. Like if you put somebody in front of, I'm getting a bucket. Like probably 6 times out of 10. Like I'm getting if it's mid-range, it's 8 times out of 10 because you're not contesting it, bro. Like it's just like that. And I think he's still a better passer too. I think he learned in Golden State how to be a better playmaker. And I think it also was easier for him because he had some people to pass the ball to. But I think being in Brooklyn, like having to be that like number one option, like, okay, cool, I need to be able to pass the ball and put people in spots when the attention is on me. I think he became a better playmaker. And he plays defense, when he wants to. When he's locked in, he can clamp up. But if I'm giving you 30 a night, you're not gonna ask me to clamp up every play down. Like that's just not gonna happen. So this is the first one we agreed on though. Like Brooklyn, I almost went OKC just because he has more moments, but then you got to think about the stint that he had. So he should have more moments when you like with a team for like pretty much 10 years. You should have those more moments on those teams.
Yeah, and 2 years in Brooklyn, like the moment
2 years in Brooklyn,
got like the takeover moment, like the one against the Bucks. Yo, yeah, I'm a secondary Bucks fan. Of course, Bulls is number one, obviously, but Bucks is my team after that. Watching him just annihilate them, bro, I was like, yo, it's nothing they can do. Like, it was on some, when Dame was playing against the Nuggets and he was going crazy, and also like praying at the bro miss. Like, it was on that type of stuff because it was like, yo, it wasn't nothing nobody could do. PJ Tucker couldn't check him. Giannis, Chris Middleton. It was like, bro, we don't have nothing for him.